And let's move on to other stories. Former Vice President Amissah Aurthur will be laid to rest this weekend, and the funeral rite starts tomorrow. My colleague Kwabena Adu-Gyamfi is at the conference center where the funeral will be taking place, and he's going to tell us a lot more about the preparations, what he's gathered, and what's happening now. So shortly, Kwabena Adu-Gyamfi will be joining us live from the conference center to give us updates. But remember, you're still watching Media Live with me, Wendy Lai. You can send your comments on our social media platforms. Facebook and Twitter is News on TV3. Let's get to Kwabena shortly to give us the updates from the conference center. Over to you, Kwabena.
It speaks is the fact that it is time for mourning, and that is exactly what these canopies here at the Accra International Conference Center are currently telling us. And all these canopies are part of preparations ahead of the final funeral rite of our late former Vice President Amissah Aurthur. And of course, since it is state funeral, the colors red, yellow and green cannot be left out, and those are the colors that represent us as a nation. Of course, you've seen that a lot of chairs have already been arranged there for visitors and guests who will be coming around. In a very short while, I will be taking you inside the foyer of the Accra International Conference Center to find out exactly how far preparations are going on there. But before we do that, let me quickly engage a member of the planning committee, Ofosu Ampofo, to find out from him how far preparations have gone apart from what we've seen here at the Accra International Conference Center. Good afternoon and welcome to Midday Live on TV3.
Thank you and for the opportunity.
Okay, now tell us how far with preparations apart from what we are seeing here at the Accra International Conference Center.
Well, I am not the spokesperson for the planning committee, but since you just met me here, I am the link man between the party and the family and the state authorities in charge of this, because you know it's a state funeral that we are organizing. And so we have had series of meetings with the security agencies, the military and other security agencies because of the state burial nature of the funeral. I can say that everything is on course. What we are left of the arrangement that you are seeing here, at the foyer here, the body will be laid here tomorrow for public viewing. That will take place between 7 o'clock to the evening, and the general public is invited to come and view the body and then pay their last respect to our departed late Vice President. The memorial service itself, or the burial service itself, will be held inside the hall. The capacity of the hall, I understand, is just around 1,000. So it will be, the entry will be restricted, and those who have been invited are being given cards, and the cards will be the requirement for one to enter. Okay. But the arrangement have been done outside here, where giant screens will be placed at vantage points, and chairs and canopies have been provided so that those who are unable to go inside but who have been specially invited will also come and be part of the process. After the burial service, when the body is taken out from here, I think that they'll go through some selected principal streets in Accra before finally they go to the...
Okay, not to cut you in, but then the NDC as a party, is there any special arrangement at all as far as this particular event is concerned?
Well, the arrangement is that the NDC will be fully represented by the leadership of the party, the Council of Elders. Remember that the late Amissah Aurthur, the former Vice President, was a member of the Council of Elders of the party. The Council of Elders will be represented. The whole National Executive Committee has been allotted a place, will be represented. All our regional executives will come. In fact, constituencies and others. For instance, tomorrow, at the 5 past, the rank and file of the party across the country who will be able to make it here will come and file past the body. Greater Accra, especially, which is the host region, a special arrangement for almost all the constituency executives and other members to also come in. So the party is participating fully in this. And again, after the burial has taken place, the main funeral will take place at the forecourt of the State House, and the party will also fully participate in the process. So I must say that at all facets of the program, the party is involved, even though it is a state funeral, because he belongs to the party and is a leading member of the party and has been our vice president and current until he's therefore a member of the Council of Elders. The party is very, very much actively involved in these processes.
All right, thank you very much. So we just spoke to a link between the party and the family as far as the final funeral rites of the late Vice President Amissah Aurthur is concerned. So let me quickly take you inside the foyer of the Accra International Conference Center, where the body of the Vice President or the late Vice President will be laid in state for mourners to come and pay their last respect. And what I'm seeing here gives me an indication that, of course, that is where the coffin will be situated. And then, of course, these colors here, the red, yellow, green, are also represented here again because it's a state funeral. But then one particular thing that we should all be aware of is that it has already been announced that once you enter this particular space, no cameras are allowed in here. So based on what I'm seeing here and information we've gathered so far, I can confidently say that plans are far advanced for the final funeral rites of the late Vice President Amissah Aurthur, and this has been a live broadcast from the Accra International Conference Center. My name is Kwabena Adu-Gyamfi, TV3.
Thank you very much indeed, Kwabena Adu-Gyamfi, for that update. You'll bring us some more in a subsequent bulletins. But still